Opposition parties have expressed strong disapproval of the Union Budget 2024, labelling it as discriminatory and biased towards states aligned with the ruling NDA. During a session in the Rajya Sabha today, members of the India Bloc staged a walkout in protest, claiming that the budget disproportionately favoured Bihar and Andhra Pradesh, both of which are governed by NDA allies. The Union Budget includes several key takeaways aimed at stimulating the economy and economic growth in India and providing relief to various sectors. The budget also abolished angel tax to encourage startups and reduce customs duties on essential goods like gold and mobile components. While on the other hand, Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge condemned the budget, arguing it undermines the principles of federalism. Well, a heated face-off did rage in Parliament today. Meanwhile, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has defended the budget, stating it was impractical to mention every state and that all states are benefiting from various schemes. The Samajwadi Party chief Akhilesh Yadav has also criticized why Uttar Pradesh has not got adequate budget in this announcement by the FM yesterday. Well, Nirmala Sitharaman has slammed the opposition though for their criticism. Let's listen in to what she had to say.
The honor of democracy, at least the opposition would have stayed here to listen to what I have to respond now that the leader of the opposition raised issues on the budget which was presented yesterday and tabled in this House yesterday. Just to the point that he raised, that I have not named many states and probably spoke about only 2 states. There are a few points which I have to table here with your permission, voice here with your permission, as to what happens in a speech. Congress party has been in power for a very long time in this country. They presented so many different budgets, and they would know clearly that in every budget, you don't get an opportunity to name every state of this country. I'll take this example. Between vote on account, which was presented on 1st February this year, and now the full budget which was presented yesterday for this year, I have not named very many states. But let me take the example of Maharashtra, for instance. Between vote on account and yesterday's budget, in vote on account and in yesterday's budget, I had not named Maharashtra. I'll take it as an example. Cabinet has, under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi, passed a very important decision. It has taken the decision to set up a very big port in Vadavan in Maharashtra. Did Maharashtra get ignored because I did not mention the name of Maharashtra? 76,000 crores have been announced for that project. Maharashtra's name was not taken in the vote on account.
Joining us live is Dr. Dharinder Tayal, spokesperson Bharatiya Janata Party. Meeta Chakrabarti, spokesperson Congress, is also live with us. Ram Pratap Singh, spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, joins us live. Susiben Shah, spokesperson of the Shiv Sena Eknath Shinde faction, is also live with us on the broadcast. Dr. Tayal, let me begin with you first. The opposition is very upset. They believe you've only been partial to Bihar and Andhra Pradesh because these are governed by NDA allies. They're saying these are coalition compulsions playing out and other states are suffering. Your response? Dr. Dharinder Tayal, can you hear me? Okay, I don't think he can hear me just yet. Why don't you come in here, Meeta Chakrabarti of the Congress. Meeta, as far as the Congress is concerned, what was your outlook on Budget 2024? How do you rate it? And why do you believe it's been just partial to 2 states?
Good evening to all your viewers and good evening to my fellow co-panelists as well. Now, it is quite evident that in the budget that was placed, there has been a partiality towards the alliance-run governments or to the BJP-run governments, and there has been a clear targeting of the non-BJP rival parties. And there are multiple examples. For example, if you take the example of down south of Tamil Nadu, there was clearly Tamil Nadu government had asked for budgetary provision for the second phase of the Chennai metro, which was not provided. I'm just giving you one example. For the flood relief, and they had, I think, asked around 37,000 crores, and I think only, if I'm correct, 276 crores had been provided and no further provision had been made. So there are innumerable examples where states which are not ruled by BJP or BJP allied party had been clearly ignored or had been clearly sidelined. This clearly seems to be a kursi bachao budget. There's a reason why our leader said that this is a kursi bachao budget. And not only it's a kursi bachao budget, it also seems to be lacking imagination. There seems to be no real step to combat inflation. There seems to be no proper commitment towards creating new jobs or how you're going to tackle the situation of unemployment, because unemployment and inflation remain major concerns in today's India. There had been ideas that had been copied from the Congress manifesto, and we welcome that. But even while copying, a lot of detailing had been missed out. For example, in the internship program, our finance minister talks about creating 1 crore interns over 500 top companies over a period of 5 years, which means we are talking about 4,000 interns each company, which seems to be completely an unrealistic situation. Which top company will hire in today's time of artificial intelligence and machine learning? Which top company will have 4,000 interns, and how will they be supported? So there seems to be a clear lack of imagination and detailing. As far as the taxation is concerned, if you look at an inheritance tax, the indexation benefit had been taken away. The short-term capital tax gain in certain cases had been increased. So there are many areas where we have found concern and lack of imagination in this budget, but the main concern is the partiality that they have done. Obviously, this seems to be a kursi bachao. They have given special packages to Andhra Pradesh and Bihar without giving them a special status. The demand was that of a special status, but that has not been granted. However, there have been special packages, economic packages been given only to stay in power. However, they should have respected the federal structure of the country, and the resources should have been more equally divided. And the states which are ruled by non-BJP parties should not be targeted. By doing so, Mr. Modi and Mr. Modi-led NDA government is isolating itself even further in days to come.
Yes, okay, let me get in Ram Pratap Singh of the Samajwadi Party as well. Ram Pratap Singh, the criticism though has been responded to by the BJP by saying, Andhra Pradesh needs it. It's building a new capital. It needs these funds. If any other party was in power, they would have also got similar money. They're also saying that the East approach doesn't just mean Bihar, it includes other states as well. Do you accept their rationale? Or do you believe partiality was shown yesterday? And if so, why?
Thank you, Dev. I would, if you allow me, I would like to do a very fair critique on this budget.
Yes.
To my mind, budget is not just about allocations and expenditure to be incurred or balancing of books. A truly inspiring budget is one which serves as an engine of growth and works towards creating opportunities and prosperity. Now, in this budget, let me identify 4 issues for you and the audience. First one, I'm happy that this budget does recognize that unemployment is a big malaise or a disease impacting our economy for the last 10 years. So having recognized that, what they go on to do in this budget is that instead of treating the disease, they start treating the symptoms. So whatever schemes that have been brought in for upskilling, etc., will not work as an incentive for creating the jobs. They haven't gotten to the crux of the problem here, and which takes me on to my second point, that the Indian economy is essentially driven by MSME sector and the agriculture sector, which contributes about 50% to the GDP, and the balance 50% is contributed by the organized corporate sector. Now, this is historical fact of the Indian economy. With GST, with demonetization, and also certain impact of COVID, the MSME and the agriculture sector has been badly hit. And agriculture sector growth rate has been restricted to 1.4%, whereas the GDP growth that we see constantly, which is a positive, but that is being contributed by the organized sector or the corporate sector. But now, having said that, the organized or the corporate sector only contributes to 6% of the jobs in the country. 94% of the jobs come from the MSME and the agriculture sector. And this budget does not address that core issue of inequality, where there is a need for a push in the rural infrastructure. There is need for push in the infrastructure in the MSME sector, not giving out loans and giving out the Kisan Samman Nidhi. I think it's an absolute waste. That same money could be utilized effectively for rural infrastructure, and our agriculture sector would start booming. Also, another point I want to highlight here is that what Amartya Sen says, and I would challenge anybody from BJP to just travel 100 miles from Delhi in any direction and then see the disparity. So India, what Amartya Sen goes on to say is that India is several islands of California surrounded by ocean and seas of sub-Saharan Africa. Now, this economic inequality is a reality where 40 or 50% of the national wealth and income is in the hands of just 1% of the population. Now, this budget doesn't do anything to address this issue or resolve this inequality. And lastly, this budget, though it talks about fiscal prudence and says that the budget deficit is very close to an accepted norm of 3.5%, but beyond this, there is a 10% social spending, what I call political spending, under these various doles and schemes, whether it is the PM Kisan Yojana, PM Garib Kalyan Yojana, Awas, etc., which are completely, from a fiscal point of view, non-productive investments that this budget does. And this is 10% of the budget. This could be better utilized. So this is my fair critique of this budget, and I was hoping that it might be different, but it didn't happen like that.
Okay. Let me get in Dharinder Tyal now, if he can hear me. Dharinder Tyal, can you hear me now?
Yeah, now I can.
Okay. You know, you've heard now what the Congress and the SP have had to say. You can, of course, respond to them. I was also asking you, is it a fair criticism that the opposition is leveling that 2 states have benefited because these were your coalition compulsions?
So they are saying what they're supposed to say, but it is very comic. A lot of comic things have happened today. Now, one, they're saying that everything has been given to Bihar and to Andhra Pradesh.
Yes.
And one partner, Misa Bharti, says that Bihar ko to chunchuna mila hai, in her words. So now they are unable to come to terms within themselves. What is the reality? So that is one. Second, another MP, Jaya Bachchan, she says this is all on paper. So what is there to respond? Obviously, a budget will be on paper. Where else would it be? I mean, implementation would happen during the year. That is what a budget is. Now, with that kind of understanding, if we are going to be sitting down in the parliament and judging, and another, okay, chalo, her profession is different. Let's come to the former finance minister, Mr. Chidambaram. Mr. Chidambaram says that, there is a CA in Gujarat, very, very capable, who's given me some data, and as per him, only 2 to 3 crore people will benefit. So the country is from the tax benefits that have been given, only 2 to 3 crore people will benefit. The country is 140 crores. Now, please, that is the former finance minister. The total number of people paying tax is 7.4 crores. Now, is it possible to extend tax benefits to people who are not paying taxes? That is Mr. Chidambaram for you. Mr. Chidambaram says, angel tax, no big deal. He was the one who levied it. He forgot. He was the one who levied the angel tax, which was so criminal. And the BJP has taken it away. Now, that is where the spur is going to come in. Now, maybe he's aging and he tends to forget. Or maybe we pardon him over that. Now, let's talk about, the finance minister today answered. It has been said 60,000 crores have been given to Bihar, right? Now, on 2 parameters, this becomes very critical. One, nowhere did they come forward and say that the needs given are unjustified. It is, if Mr. Nitish Kumar was in India Alliance, then if this money had been given, it was good money given. But since he is a part of NDA, so it is bad money given. I mean, what kind of logic is that? And the finance minister today, she has said that I've gone through the previous budgets which were presented by the Congress government over the years. Nowhere is it possible to mention all the states. Now, Maharashtra, she has given the example of Maharashtra. Now, 60,000 crores to Bihar is what is being talked about. Now, Maharashtra, there is a port that is being developed at Vadhavan, for which 76,000 crores have been allotted. 76,000 crores. Now, Maharashtra. Suddenly they were saying Maharashtra is a stepson and so on and so forth. No, these are the facts which are before you. Now, Mr. Ram Pratap said that I wish more money, some money had been allocated for the rural development. Possibly he missed that. 2.66 lakh crores for rural development and infrastructure. So I hope that will make him happy because he was saying I hope somebody from BJP will respond. So that is the response: 2.66 lakh crores for rural infrastructure and rural development. The MSMEs have been spoken of. Obviously, the MSMEs, I am part of them, are extremely happy with all the features that have been given for MSMEs today. For example, me, I had availed Mudra loan. Now I can avail 20 lakhs because I have been good at it. 100 crores worth of guarantees, and so on and so forth. Employability is another factor which has been spoken of, that rampant unemployment was in the country. Now, where no figures are being given, I'll give you the figures. As per periodic labor force survey, the unemployment is at 3.1%, which is the lowest ever. And it is I'll give it to you very simple to understand. We are a 3.8, 3.9 trillion economy growing at about 8%. Now, which means we are adding about 3.12 trillion.
Okay. But what about that assertion? What about that assertion? No, you've had your say. You've had your say. No, you've had your say. I need to get in the others as well. I need to get in the others as well. Dharinder Tyal, what about Andhra Pradesh and Bihar? Do you acknowledge that a lot of money has gone to these two states? But is it simply because of your alliance partners being in these two states, or is it because these states need that money? Dharinder Tyal.
I have already answered this. I have said it is not possible to mention. Now, I have given you a concrete example where 60,000 crores are being given to Bihar and 76,000 crores have been just for one port to Maharashtra. Right, so about 1.5 lakh crores have been put aside for the states for an interest-free.
But are those going to go? Are those going to go in a greater proportion to these two states? Is the question I'm asking you. Yes or no?
They are going to go need-based. In fact, the finance minister today said that West Bengal is talking about it, and all the schemes that have been given to West Bengal in the last 10 years have not been implemented, and benefit has not been taken.
Okay, respond to that. Meeta Chakrabarti, you've heard the BJP's response to you. You can come in now, and then I'll get in Susi Ben Shah as well. Yes.
Tax, let me just unmute. Okay. To be fair, the abolishing of angel tax is something that we welcome. The fact that it talks about having apprenticeship program is something that we welcome.
It was imposed by the Congress party.
It was yes, but I think Mr. Chidambaram has also gone
without
on record.
Application of
Mr. Chidambaram has also gone on record and stated that he welcomes this move. So
yeah,
it's
not that the fact that you implemented,
yes, I know that, ma'am. It's my turn. Let me finish. I'm sure you'll be given
your turn. So I'm just putting the facts before you.
Yes, I know, and he has gone on record and he has welcomed this. I'm also stating a fact that he has welcomed this move. So fact of the matter is, but when you have taken parts of the Congress manifesto and implemented that, I wish that the cut copy paste would have been done in a wiser manner. And my second point is, even if you look at the education budget, for example, it has gone down. Even if you look at the spending versus allocation of the previous budget, be it in education, be it in the agricultural sector, be it in the health sector, the total amount that were allocated in the previous budgets had not been spent. So these are very valid issues that we have raised as the principal opposition party, and I think we are well in our place to raise these points. Secondly, it's very, very unfair to compare a state like Bihar with a state like Maharashtra, given their total outcome and their GDPs. Now, if you are now stating that there has been no unfair allocation and there has been equal distribution of resources, it's for people to see. We are not against Andhra Pradesh or Bihar getting special financial benefits or special financial assistance. But if it is being given for a political reason, then I think we are well within our rights to call this
Okay.
a Kutsi Bachao budget.
Okay.
Because it is nothing
Okay.
but a
Susi
budget
Bensha.
to safeguard their position.
Susi Bensha, come in here. Susi Bensha, come in here.
Governance
Did you
and
feel?
on the federal
Did you?
structure of the
Did you?
I must-
Given that you're, given that you're also in alliance with the BJP, did you sense this this favoring of Andhra Pradesh and Bihar in the budget yesterday? Did you sense this alienation of Maharashtra that the Congress and opposition is referring to? And what did you make of the budget 2024? Yes, Susi Bensha, go
I
ahead.
think it's a great budget focusing on Viksit Bharat 2025, focusing on employment, on MSMEs, on productivity, on youth and women. That my learned friend Meeta Chakravarti missed to state. Now let us see this. As far as the budget is concerned, it is always demand driven. Bihar and Andhra Pradesh are the states which need special care. Andhra, because there was a bifurcation of state, and it was very, very necessary that a new capital city had to be done, and therefore Amravati, which has come into effect, it had needed support, and that is why the support is there, because they have concrete plans as to what they are going to do. Unless and until a proposal comes to the government, the monies cannot be allocated. Let Ms. Chakravarti know that. Secondly, in all states, in whichever big schemes that they have, the sovereign guarantee is given by the union government, by the government of India. Therefore, for all the mega projects in all the states, whichever they are, the government of India stands a guarantee. As far as the MSE is concerned, much is said about MSME. Let me tell you the process involved here. Yesterday, we had a detailed discussion. We were fortunate to have a detailed discussion, and here Sitaramanji and the Commerce Minister were there, and they explained to us as the amendments for MSME and the reforms that have been placed is on discussion, debate, and what was required by MSME. Angel tax, I'm glad for once Congress accepted it. But there are many other things. You know, there was if in 90 days, if a particular MSME, my friend Tayalji will agree because he himself runs an MSME, that in 90 days, for some reason, you would be declared as a non-performing asset. Specific instructions have gone to SBI to ensure that the government of India will stand as collateral, and further support will be given to such MSMEs. There are 12 industrial parks and I believe 100 MSME cluster parks have been identified. Again, most of them, if not all, are in the states where it is required. You see, India works on competitive and collaborative federalism.
Okay.
So if one state does better than the other states, say Maharashtra, say Gujarat, say any other states, maybe Karnataka, it is what the project, when there is a GST meeting,
yes,
they come forward with the project.
Ram Pratap Singh, respond to that. Ram Pratap Singh, respond to that.
And therefore,
the funds will be given.
Give me some time.
Yes, quickly.
Lastly, she had had a long discussion talking about capital gains and so on and so forth. The most important part about long-term capital gains is that indexation has been removed.
Okay, Ram Pratap Singh, respond to that. Ram Pratap Singh, respond to that. You're just criticizing for the sake of criticizing. Says the BJP. The BJP says funds are being given on need basis and nothing else. Where support is needed, the Shinde faction of the Shiv Sena also says that they are happy that where need is there, their funds will be given. If the BJP had turned around and given funds to Maharashtra, you would have accused them of being populist because election is round the corner. They've not done that. Still, you have a problem. Why, Ram Pratap Singh?
So my problem is that this budget and the economic policies of BJP for last 10 years are not addressing the foundational issues in the economy.
Now, how are you saying
and as a result, madam, as a result, the Indian economy has been going through a K-shaped trajectory where the rich are becoming richer and the wealth is getting concentrated in the hands of 2 to 5.
How do you say that?
I can show it to you on a graph.
No, hold on.
Don't show it to me on the graph. There is data saying 25 crore people have come out of poverty. The World Bank has said that.
National wealth
5 crore people have come out of poverty, and you're talking about dictation.
National wealth.
Inequalities
This
are
is all
clear.
government
How
data.
can you say
And
that?
India
hold
is
on.
definitely
Gentlemen,
going
So it is easy to say, I'm giving you data. I'm giving you data. The World Bank has said 25 crore people have come out of poverty. If they have come out of poverty, how is it K-shaped? Tell me, please.
No,
We
your
know
data
the
is
Modi
incorrect.
government
Let me
have
say.
done very little,
Your data is
nothing to
incorrect.
correct
I'm
it.
quoting
This
from
data, this data has been mentioned by the Prime Minister himself.
No, I will share it.
It is mentioned by the Prime Minister. Now, if the World Bank and the Prime Minister are wrong, and Mr. Ram Pratap Singh is right, is difficult to believe.
Tell me one thing. 1%, this report has come out. The 40% of the wealth of the Indian nation is in the hands of 1% of the population. Now, is this correct or not correct?
No, let me tell you this.
No, so you said it is a K-shaped thing where the poor are getting poorer, right? This was your statement. And I am giving you World Bank data which says that 25 crore people in India have come out of poverty, and it is about time that India needs to raise the level where it defines poverty. Now,
And
your
you are
case
also against-
goes for a toss.
Statistics can be used to
you
prove
must
different things.
walk the talk.
We have
You must
40%
walk the
of the
talk.
resources being
Mr. Singh,
focused in
when there are
1%
welfare
hand.
measures,
And when we are saying,
Okay. Well, one at a time, please. One at a time, please. One at a time, please. There's no point all of you speaking over each other. No one is getting hurt. No one is getting hurt. Let's go one at a time. Let's go one at a time, please. Let's go one at a time. This is one at a time. No, one second. Susiben Shah, please. Susiben Shah, Darinder Tyal. Let's all hang on for a second. Yes, 10 seconds, Ram Pratap. Then I need to get back in Meeta Chakrabarti.
Yes, so
And let me just
point.
surprise our panelists that this is not a channel that encourages shouting over each other and everyone talking at one time.
Absolutely.
Let's maintain some order. Yes, Ram Pratap Singh, go ahead.
10 seconds. Agriculture has been consistently growing at 1.4%, beating the GDP estimates badly. What means I want to tell the BJP spokesperson that 2.66 lakh crores is not the figure that is needed for agriculture boost. What is needed is 10 lakh crores. And that has to come maybe over 2 years' time. Then the agriculture sector.
Okay, Meeta Chakrabarti, come in here. You know,
Perfectly right. So obviously
the government believes, Darinder Tyal, I'm coming back to you. Darinder Tyal,
Tyal,
I'm coming back to you after Meeta Chakrabarti. Meeta Chakrabarti, come in here. The government believes that jobs will be created as a result of the budget and the decisions taken yesterday. Now, this is an issue that the Congress party has been talking a lot about unemployment. Do you believe, are you satisfied with the steps taken yesterday in the budget, in increasing capital expenditure and the other steps that the government believes will yield to more jobs?
I think it's too little, too late. More needs to be done in order to create jobs. I'm completely aligned with the fact that the SME sectors needs to be further strengthened. 12 lakh SME sectors have closed down. I myself run a company, an IT company, and I know the challenges that are being faced by the SME sectors. And we need to have more innovative ideas to strengthen, be it about financing the SME sectors, about the startup sector. Madam, please do not interrupt. Madam, please do not interrupt. You have this very bad habit of interrupting, ma'am. I did not interrupt you. So you need to have more innovative ways of financing, helping and supporting the startups and the SME sectors. Lakhs of the SME sectors and small to medium-sized companies have closed down. We expect more from the government.
Okay.
My final point. We see a lot of inequality here, not only about the fact that you have 40% resources with 1% of the population.
Darinder Tyal, let me go
That's
straight
the
back
data,
across.
but also
We're running out of time.
inequality
Darinder Tyal, Meeta, I've heard you out. Darinder Tyal now.
Okay.
So the primary issue one, which has been addressed is, and if she runs an IT company, anybody who runs an SME knows the problem is not unemployment, the problem is employability. And that is what is being addressed, better training, thousands of ITIs being upgraded, the internships being given. And the point I was making last was that when we are a 3.9 trillion economy and we're growing at 8%, that means 0.318 a trillion of production has been added. Who did it?
Yes.
So that means jobs were added. People came in and jobs were added. Fantastic fiscal management. Now look at the beauty of this.
Yes. Okay, Susiben Shah, 30 seconds. 30 seconds, Susiben Shah, I've run out of time. I've run out of time. Susiben Shah, 30 seconds.
You see, there is a custom duty reduction. Which are those sectors which have been custom duty reduction? It is marine, leather, copper, gems and jewelry, electronic allocations, and computers. These are the sectors where essentially MSMEs are working, and that is the reason there is a custom duty reduced. That is not recognized.
Okay.
What I am against, Mr. Chakravarti, is that they are just giving this rhetoric, building rhetorics, big statements, not backed with numbers, not backed with figures, just creating a perception. They suffer from a Modi phobia.
Okay.
Anything which is given by Modi, oppose. Anything even talked by the Modi Sarkar.
Okay.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.